Well, hello YouTube viewers, how's everybody doing today? Well, September has come once again, and that means school is here once again for the 2021 to 2022 school year. And that means the days are going to get a lot shorter, which means foods that taste like pumpkin are back for the fall season, which means insects will start to die off eventually. The most exciting part is that football season is here once again, and it's pretty exciting to see Friday Night Lights with fans back after a long year of the pandemic. So I started the month of September, excuse me for the leaf blower in the background, but I started the month of September by going to the ridge with my girlfriend. I went to her house. Fortunately, I forgot about stuff, but unfortunately, we pretty much went to her house and then we went straight to her grandma's house or else her grandma's assistant living to actually drop off some stuff before we go. Then we drove all the way south. Now next you know it is a 5-hour drive to Monroe County. And it's on a kind of interesting dirt road in the middle of nowhere, which I love. As soon as I got there, I flew the drone to pretty much give you a beautiful view of the land. If you guys have not checked out the latest drone footage, be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. Now I did happen to get beautiful pictures of the land with the drone that I use is in fact a DJI Mavic Mini. It's a really great drone and it's nice and small. It fits pretty much anywhere in your bags and all that. And also, it's a small little drone that's light. Anyways, the pictures I got are quite nice. I got a picture of the house. I got a picture of everywhere that surrounds the ridge, and it's really beautiful. Of course, this was actually my third time being at the ridge, dating back to October of 2020. There, we actually celebrated my girlfriend's 22nd birthday. Of course, she was born on September 4th, 1999, and I was glad to actually celebrate my first celebration of her birthday with her. Anyways, the next morning after I arrived, it appears that it was kind of rainy out. It was kind of rainy, it was kind of beautiful. I love to actually hear the sound of the rain beating on the forest trees. So we decided to take a trip to a prison. Of course, looking at the radar, it looks like it's really south of us. It looks like back at home it's clear. So we took a tour to this place called West Virginia Penitentiary, which closed in 1995 but opened back in 1866. Now basically, as soon as I got in, I pretty much saw an electric chair, the most scariest chair you'll ever be on. Because pretty much, you go on that thing, you pretty much are dead. Which means executed. In this prison, let me tell you, it's pretty scary when you walk in and think that this was actually a prison rather than a middle school. I'm not going to get into the whole details, but there were actually artwork that was done by the inmates that actually were locked up here or there. The kitchen was probably the most scariest part, because they say there is actually such thing as paranormal activity in the kitchen, where the cafeteria is actually. I found this kind of object that would appear to be some sort of boiler system. Now, of course, there is a second floor to the prison, but unfortunately, we weren't actually able to go up there. As much as I like to brag, I think the cloudy day made it so cool for pictures of the prison, which kind of makes you kind of have known as the prison effect. Here's a fact: West Virginia grounded the death penalty, which I kind of find kind of interesting. It'd be nice to live in West Virginia because you can't die there. Now this area where the basketball court is used to be where inmates would be in death row for their heinous crimes. And unfortunately, they tore that down and turned it into a basketball court for some reason. And the wagon wheel would actually be where the inmates would actually come in to actually be checked in and from the prison bus and checking out the prison bus and getting into prison. Sorry, did I say wagon wheel? I meant to say wagon gate. They did have women, and they had, and this is shocking, a 12-year-old boy inside this prison before it closed down. And believe it or not, I actually heard that this guy named Charles Manson actually went in this part of the prison. Now, of course, this is what a prison woman looked like in the prison. Nope, you don't deserve to have a mattress. And here's me modeling what it looks like to be in prison, pretty much with a toilet beside your bed. And let me tell you, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Now, believe it or not, they had a chapel, but it wasn't for marriage. It was actually for all kinds of stuff. To pretty much contact other inmates, or if you want, you can also get married. And people find it weird to actually find it hard to get married in a prison. I kind of find that kind of sad to pretty much know that when you do something bad, you gotta get married. Also, how would you like to have an outdoor bathroom? Of course, being kind of uncomfortable to me. Now, this was the South Yard, also known pretty much as you can see, is kind of interesting. Now, this is what a modern prison cell looks like. As you can see, it does not get any bigger than that. And the craziest thing is, they actually had us locked up just for a few seconds. Not really. Kind of like what you might find in a SpongeBob episode. Catherine's parents were locked up too. So we went back to Ohio after we did the tour. I bought a cool shirt too. Check this out. Pretty cool, huh? Now, what's interesting about West Virginia is that some of people's front yards are basically the railroad track, which I kind of find interesting. So that night, we pretty much went back to the Ridge, ate dinner, and me and Catherine watched this movie called A Street Cat Named Bob. Such a kind of cute movie, even though it was kind of sad. So the next day was Labor Day 2021, and of course, my work was closed, so apparently it was nice to be at the Ridge on Labor Day. So me and Catherine actually took a walk down to the farm, saw some cows, and believe it or not, the cows just popped out of this little shed. And let me tell you, they're kind of cute. I mean, I don't even know if cows are like people, but they're kind of cute to see. I always love seeing cows just come out somewhere. So then we walked back to the Ridge, and of course we sat down and watched this movie Juno, which pretty much has the same exact actress as pretty much the same actress that played, Vanya, if I'm not saying it correctly, from Umbrella Academy. Now, just a reminder, she is a boy now, which means she's an actor, and pretty much her name's Elliot now. Sorry, his name is Elliot. So after we cleaned up the Ridge, and pretty much I was on my way home, and it was kind of a nice drive home. And I had some Burger King, had a Whopper there. It was pretty delicious. And let me tell you, like I said, and I don't know if I said this before, fast food is just fast food, no matter what fast food place you go. Of course, Zeus was excited to see me pretty much walk in the door. Now let's talk about cars, because I want to talk about the upcoming cars. First off, I want to get into the nice, beautiful Corolla Cross that's coming out probably this fall of 2022, or else it is out maybe. But it's like this cute little Corolla crossover kind of thing. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a Mazda, whatever car, Mazda in the front, and in the back kind of reminds me a little bit like a Ford or else Volkswagen Atlas. I actually love the interior of this thing. It also's got JBL speakers, which I really wish I could have this car, but I probably won't be able to afford it. I noticed that the rear doesn't have that much legroom inside, but it will do. Now the Ford Maverick is pretty much a brand new truck for Ford. I mean, I thought to myself that Ford was going to bring back the one and only Ford Explorer Sport Track, which was a cool car to have back then. As far as looks, it does not look that bad. From front to back, the back of it looks kind of nice. Reminds me a little bit like a Ford Explorer on the back. I'm not sure if they're actually going to. I'm not sure if they're replacing the Ranger name to a Maverick. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure why Ford decided to make a Maverick or else a newer model called a Maverick. Now check this out. This is Nissan's new 2023 Nissan Z. That's right, Z, not 370Z, just Z. They decided to do that. Now the thing is, only can drive a manual. So I cannot drive a manual. I can only drive an automatic. So that's that. It actually looks awesome. I can't wait to see it on the road in like 2 years. Now I do believe Nissan is actually celebrating its anniversary by making it kind of look like the first generation, which was this one. And last but not least, the Ford F-150 Lightning, which I'm pretty much excited about. It's Ford's first ever all-electric F-150, meaning the fact that no engine, nothing you need. You don't need an engine, you don't need gas, you just need an electric charger, and that's it. The coolest thing is you can also use it as a generator, which you can use when your electricity is out. Imagine how much power you would use to actually tow a trailer in the back. Meanwhile, the weekend after, basically on a Sunday, me, Catherine, my grandma, and my Aunt Mimi went to the fair. Very nice time. We went, we saw a giant pumpkin, we saw some animals, we saw horses, pigs, chickens, you name it. Of course, we had some dinner. I had this beautiful, freshly made, homemade cheeseburger, which is a double. It was a double burger. Got this awesome picture of us pretty much sitting on a fence like most country people do. But then all of us actually went to a beautiful concert. We saw a group called Parmalee, which was such a beautiful group. I mean, it was a really nice group. Pretty much a new group of country folks. And it was really nice that it was hard to believe it was me and Catherine's first concert together with two family members, of course. In fact, it never got that cold at night. It was in 70s and the moon was out. But after a late night, it was time for us to go home. So Wednesday, September 15th, 2021 was me and Catherine's second anniversary. I bought her this cool rose globe that I actually saw one of those when I was getting my blood work done on that week. When I first saw eyes on her, she looked beautiful in that red dress, and let me tell you, it was a beautiful, beautiful night. It was a beautiful night. Wasn't that warm, but you know what? We went to this beautiful restaurant called the 17 River Grill, which was literally right by the beautiful Chagrin Falls. Very beautiful view of the falls. And let me tell you, she looked stunning. I've never seen her this stunning before. It's so beautiful. I mean, this is what I was looking at sitting across from me. Such a beautiful girl. To call her mine. So I got this cheeseburger called pretty much the 17 grilled burger or something like that. And let me tell you, it was delicious. She kind of got a salad or something like that, or soup. Although it was a big burger, I couldn't even finish it. But we got dessert. I got carrot cake, and I forget what she got, but it looked pretty good. So then we went back to go see the waterfall and just looked there. We talked. And then we got a picture by some trees. And then we made a boomerang when we got back to her house. And I said goodbye, and of course she went inside, and of course I can't remember if I kissed her or not. Now he's gonna hate me for doing this, but my brother Max was actually in cross country. He is doing pretty good. I mean, he actually beat pretty much his own records. Actually taking a lot of minutes off his time. Of course, he done a lot of things basically every Tuesday, but sometimes they will be on Tuesdays or Thursdays, depending on the schedule. And to be honest, it's getting a lot colder now, and it's actually getting for him to be a lot easier to actually get to a certain time to the finish line. Now, the previous cross country meet, actually, he finished about 16 minutes and pretty much 40, I believe 46 seconds. Now, my brother will only be attending two, which means he'll have to skip the following week. Well, because we're going on vacation. Now, here's pretty much a sad thing that everybody has heard. And let me tell you, it's probably the most saddest story I ever heard. Pretty much a traveler, or else pretty much a girl that traveled around the world, Gabby Petito. Let me tell you, this was probably the most tragic stories I ever heard, especially in the history of crimes. She was traveling with her fiance, Brian Laundrie, if that's his name. And the weirdest thing is, now the thing is, you probably remember she had a huge fight with her fiance, and they got pulled over by the cops. And the only thing I'm not really happy about is the fact that the cops let her go. Said to them they were going to separate her and her boyfriend for like a day or something like that. But then, of course, what happened was that her fiance came home without her, and they were really suspicious to notice that. And then there was GoPro footage of Gabby's van in the literally in the middle of the forest. Now the craziest thing is, all of a sudden, they don't even know where Gabby is, but then there was a body, and sure enough, the FBI confirmed it was Petito's body. What's even worse is that the FBI is doing a manhunt on Brian Laundrie because he is the person of interest. And the thing is, he is nowhere to be found. He's literally hiding somewhere, and they believe to be in some sort of swamp. And next thing you know, the craziest thing is about the story. Gabby was 22, Brian was 23. Literally the same age as me and Catherine. It could have been me and Catherine getting into that situation. That is just harsh. But don't worry, hopefully the FBI will find him. The FBI don't mess around. Oh crap. FBI, open up! But seriously, you get my point, right? One more event, me and my dad actually went to a Cleveland Browns game. Pretty much my first time. I think this is his second time, but it was my first time. And we had a great time. Of course, we saw the Browns. Of course, we pretty much drove past these people tailgating. Always seems to have fun. They always seem to have fun tailgating. Anyways, of course, this is First Energy Stadium in the background. There's me with Jim Brown's statue. And there is a beautiful panel of the Browns Stadium, seating at least over 70,000 people, I guess. And of course, I got a hot dog. I mean, it was really cool. And yeah, those was our seats, club seats. Man, so cool to see the Browns all of a sudden running there. Yep, and that's my Snapchat. The craziest thing is, my friend Bryant actually was at the game too. Of course, he was right above us. Not going to give too much details, but the Browns won a huge amount of scores. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today's Jack Chat. And let me tell you, I'll be going to Florida where the sky and the grass is greener, and of course where the coronavirus is mostly the highest in the state. But the good thing is, me and my family are both vaccinated, and my Aunt Callie and Ron that live in Florida are vaccinated as well. Yep, I am going to fly there. So, if I don't come back, then I pretty much want to say I love you all. Those will pretty much be my last words just in case something happens to my plane. But I hope to have a safe flight. With that in mind, I am leaving on a jet plane. go. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to get notified for the latest content. You have the option to get notified for personalized videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go to settings and switch on notifications for YouTube. Well guys, I guess that sums it up for today's, or else the month of September. Of course, I'm pretty much sad about what happened to Gabby Petito, but hopefully the family will get justice, and hopefully they will find Brian Laundrie, and hopefully I'm praying and hoping they will get justice. I'm also hoping that everything is okay. Hopefully all these police officers will be trained to know that a domestic dispute like this would happen, and they'll have to take some serious precautions to actually either arrest people in a domestic dispute or what. So, and pretty much to mourn the loss of Gabby Petito, we might as well have a moment of silence. Thanks. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to mask up, vaccinate, don't hesitate, America. Stop COVID. Alright, I guess I'll see you guys when I get back from Florida.